2006 Honda Ridgeline with pretty severe transmission fluid leak. And it is very tough for me to figure out where exactly leak is coming from. I could see it's not from radiator, not from this area. The most I see is right there. I already replaced those banjo connectors, and I think they were leaking too. Maybe not, but there's still leak. So I'm gonna clean the transmission all around, and then I'm gonna use dye additive to try to find the leak. So Ridgeline transmission fluid capacity is 8.6 quarts. It says here use quarter of dye per quart. I'll put about 2 ounces in it. I'm gonna remove this 17mm fill plug. And I'll add roughly 2 ounces of the dye. Try not to miss any, just so that you're not gonna be confused and misdiagnose where the leak is coming from. Again, be careful when removing the filler. You don't want that tie going down side of transmission and create confusion. You can see dye on the side of the fill plug. It's very easily visible, especially with UV glasses. Now I'm gonna clean this area with water as well. I'll try to get it as clean as possible. Again, I think the reason we need a dye here is it's possible that one of those connectors has like a small O-ring in it and that's leaking, but it'll be really tough to figure it out. And it's not super clean, so the dye will definitely help. I'm gonna also use heavy duty gel just to try to make that area look a bit cleaner. Two days later, didn't start the truck yet, didn't really do anything else. And so far I don't think I see any leaks. Now I'm gonna start the truck and let it run for about 5 minutes. It looked like the transmission is leaking somewhere from the top. Can't see it through there, so I'm gonna remove battery and see what I could see from there. Size 13mm here on mine. Now I'm gonna remove those two 10mm nuts. Not sure yet how to take out this battery stand, but I found two 12mm bolts. I'm gonna try to remove them and see if that will do it. That should come off now, hopefully. Tough to see where exactly it's leaking, and I'm not sure how much this UV light gonna help on this camera. But it looks like it could be gasket that's closing this piece in. Could be somewhere else. What's also kind of weird to me is that bolt. It's almost look like it's not tightened all the way in. Even though I drove truck only for about 30 minutes, to me it's really tough to determine where leak is here. I can definitely see oil over there with a UV flashlight. It looked like maybe it's leaking here, the gasket. Then that bolt over there looks like it's not tight all the way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this area really good, and I'll use engine cleaner as well to make sure this area is as clean as possible. And then I'll let the engine idle for about 20 minutes probably. Then I might switch gears around just to make sure I see oil. I'll be using heavy duty one. Directions say to leave it like that for 10-15 minutes. What's also kind of weird is I thought there should be bolts here, but I don't see them. 15 minutes passed, so now I'm gonna spray with water. It's definitely a lot cleaner now. After looking at it further, I really think that this transmission has been replaced sometime before, and whoever did it didn't really do a good job. It looks like bolts are missing here. I see one bolt at the bottom, maybe there is one more, but obviously not all of them. That bolt, it looks like it's not tied all the way or something's missing here. And I'm pretty sure those zip ties are not from factory. And it's not common at all to have a leak from top of transmission. So pretty much I'm gonna have to figure out where whoever did it messed up and how to fix it. Looks like transmission is BJFA 8007507. I'm gonna also use brake parts cleaner just in some areas where I wanna make sure whether oil leaking from or not. About a couple hours passed. Transmission's pretty dry from outside, so now what I'm gonna do is I'll try to use jump starter, connect positive and negative, start it, and then look for leaks. I definitely found one leak, as you just saw. That's a gasket, solenoid gasket. And as mentioned before, it's missing like at least 3 bolts. Really weird, but whoever replaced transmission either forgot to put those bolts in or there was some other reason. UV dye definitely helped here to find the leak, but even without it you could see seepage right here. So far I was not able to find leaks anywhere else. But first thing I'll do is replace gasket, install bolts, because it's missing at least 4, probably more. That bolt that is loose or looks loose, I don't see any light under it, so it's probably not leaking any oil. I got all parts I needed from a dealership, hopefully all that I'll be needing. 1 long bolt, 3 gaskets, 5 short bolts, and solenoid gasket. I'm gonna spray brake parts cleaner inside all of those holes, just in case there is dirt, debris or anything there. Feel like there is some kind of obstruction. Hopefully there is no broken bolts there. If there is, it's gonna really suck. We'll start by unplugging those 2 connectors. It looks like only thing that is holding it down is 2mm bolts at the bottom. And that's it. Pretty much other 4 are missing. I got 2 of them loosened. Hopefully I'll be able to remove the bolts now. Got 1 of them. Got second one out, and it's same size as the first one. So now I should be able to remove this. Yep, just like that it came off. And you can definitely see it was leaking. Look at the bottom. The gasket, this one, it's completely destroyed. So what I'm doing now is I'm testing the threads on the top, making sure that they're okay, not damaged. And so far this one looks pretty good, which is definitely a relief, because if not, it would be very tough to fix if there would be like a broken bolt stuck there. Gonna check the top one. This one, gonna need a longer one. This one went all the way in. I'll test with a longer one. Now I'm gonna test this one. They all seem to be pretty good, unless it's a broken bolt all the way in, which I really doubt. So I'm actually happy the way it all came out so far. Gonna try to remove those pins, be very gentle. Just really don't wanna come out. I really wanna remove this plate too, and I'm not really sure how to remove it yet. Guess I'll try to remove 5 bolts here and I think 2 more on that side. That one's a bit longer. So far all of those bolts are the same size. Hopefully last bolt and I'll be able to remove this piece. And it's also same size. No idea if it's gonna work, but I'll give it a try. There's another gasket here though, so I'm gonna have to order probably something else. Okay, it's out. Now I'm gonna have to change this gasket, like I say. Was it worth it? Probably not. While I'm waiting for delivery of that gasket piece, this one, I'm gonna remove particles from this solenoid cover. Could be wrong, but I don't think it needs to be perfect. It seems like it's kind of tough to clean this type of gasket. Now I'll work on this side. Looks a bit better. Some things I could not get off. My understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, is oil's not really passing through all this area. It's passing through those areas, and there's already O-rings that come for those connections. Same thing here, I don't think oil is actually in this area. On this one you could see how this gasket is broken and oil was seeping through here, but also when it was installed it was kind of like this, only secured by 2 bolts. I'm not sure if it was just leaking from here or from one of those or couple of those connections. Looks better. Now I'm gonna clean that surface with brake parts cleaner. A bit tougher to reach to this surface. Hopefully it's not gonna be too bad. And it is really bad. I'm gonna try to use wire brush. It's made of steel, so I guess it's kind of dangerous since this is aluminum. This part is replaceable. I think about $20 plus shipping. So I think it's worth the risk. At least I'll try on this one and then see how it's gonna go. I think it went pretty good actually. Not sure why, but you see some imperfections. However, when I feel it, it feels very smooth. So I'm gonna consider this as complete. Now I'll clear this area. Same thing here. Feels very smooth, but you'll still get those spots. But now this part is all good. Now I'll try to work on this one. This one's almost all the way smooth, so I'll be very gentle with this. Nice. Is this side gonna be a bit tougher? I wanted to put something there to keep this area clean, but there's just not much room. So I'll be careful and give it a try. Okay, I think it's pretty good. Still don't like that this one and right here. Can't figure out how to remove those two. Gonna try to use this remover. I'll spray it on a paper towel and then use paper towel right here. Hopefully it'll help it. Gonna see if this tool will work. The metal one works a little better. There you go. Just gotta be very careful not to scratch the aluminum surface. But that's crazy how tough that paper gasket is in it. Okay, it's pretty much out now. I'm pretty sure that that spray I just used helped a lot. Now, just in case some small particles got inside there, I'm gonna use vacuum to get everything out. Okay, now I'm gonna cover this area with a clean towel and patiently wait for new gasket. Just received Honda gasket for this solenoid cover for this side. Here's the part number. And what I'll do is, once again, I'll clean this surface with brake parts cleaner, and I'll clean the other side on transmission as well. You could see a bit of discoloration here, but I already confirmed that the surface is smooth. I'll also be using aviation sealant liquid just to make sure the gasket does its job. And even if I have imperfections, this gasket sealant should help. It's a bit messy, but it's alright. So now I'll work on transmission side. Again, all the bolts are same size. Now I'm gonna tighten all those 10mm bolts. Just be careful, it's aluminum casing, don't over tighten it. Looks good. Now it's time to work on this surface. I'll prepare this side. I'm gonna put 3 O-rings. That's old ones, one fell off, got 2 more here, and that's a part for the O-rings. Now I'm gonna put this gasket on the solenoid. Now this gasket is gonna go like this. Gonna try to put just a light coat. It should also work like a glue and hold it together. Should be good. Now it's time for installation. I got 1 long bolt and 5 small. And I'll be using all new bolts for this. I think it went in pretty good. While I'm gonna be using ratchet, I'll double check, make sure it's not going too tight. If it's too tight, I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on. Okay, everything's tightened up. Looks good. Now I'm gonna connect those two. Now I'm gonna put battery holder in. I'll secure it with 2 12mm bolts. Now I'm gonna put battery in. Now battery tie down. Put new battery cleaner protectant here. Mine's 13 here. And finally I'm gonna secure the negative terminal. Clean this terminal. Forgot to do it on video, but don't forget to put this cover back on. Alright, we're all set. Now I'll do some testing. If there'll be any issues, I'll make more videos later on. Obviously, there is a chance there could be more leaks in transmission. This one was the only one I found so far, and it was leaking pretty bad. So obviously now that it's fixed, if there'll be more leaks, I'll make another video how to find it, how to fix it. I'll provide Amazon affiliate links for tools, products I use to get the job done. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to reply as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. See you next time.